Hey YouTube, am I live? It does say that I'm live. All right, let me go ahead and get right on my other platforms, on my Facebook and my Instagram, so we can get into it. All right, live on Facebook and now I'm live on Instagram. Peace, love, and light, family. It's your girl, Pharma Mo, aka Morgan Everyday Buyers, tuning in with you all today. I have something pretty exciting going on that I want to share with you all. Let me try to get this camera a little closer to the light. There we go. I'm sorry, Facebook. It's a little dim over here, but hopefully y'all can see me. And I also have a replay to put on my YouTube. But nonetheless, it's your girl, Farmer Mo, checking in with you all. So I'm doing something that will challenge us until the last days of this month. So happy Indigenous Peoples Day out there. Um, and so let me get into it. I'm doing a challenge called Are You a Farmer Challenge. Actually, very pretty simple. You don't have to be a farmer or a gardener, but this will challenge you to start, to get your hands into something before the end of the month. So I said Happy Indigenous Day because technically it's Columbus Day, and we already know what type of time he was on. So, and we already know people was already here indigenously in the Americas. So we ain't giving him no kind of credit and kudos. But when you think about indigenous and you think about being native to a land, and then you think about what those people did on that land, and when you even think about black folk being enslaved, and what we did to make the economy run, which was agriculture, we should not let what happened then stop us from what we're naturally good at and what helped them survive. So agriculture, getting into the whole idea of growing our own food. It's a lot going on in the world these days. It's so-called food shortages taking place right now. Now more than ever is a great time to create a relationship growing food if you have not already. And if you have, even better, this would be super fun and easy for you. So what is the Are You a Farmer challenge? So basically all it is very simple. We're going to be planning things. We have out here where I'm at in Greensboro, North Carolina. This is considered Zone 7B. For those that don't know, you could Google what zone am I in, what area am I in. Based upon where you live, you have a certain zone, and based on that zone, you have what's called a first frost date. So for us here in Zone B in Greensboro, North Carolina area, that first frost date is October 31st. What's the first frost date? First frost means that's the last day that you can really plant and get some stuff in the ground in hopes that it will germinate and start to produce your plant. Trying to plant anything after that for us in November or something is not likely that our seed's gonna do what we need it to do and flourish well because it'll start to be getting too cold. So that's what a first frost date is. Now let me get into the details of this challenge, and I'm about to show you some things. I have some notes, so y'all bear with me. I appreciate all of y'all that's tuning in right now. So what we're gonna be doing is using what we got, okay? So where do we buy seeds and soil at? Very simple. There are Lowe's, home improvement stores, and their garden center. They have soil and seeds. Walmart, the super centers have soil and seeds. And Dollar Tree, you'd be surprised. I haven't seen soil, but I have seen some seeds. Again, you'll have to check what's in your area because, like I said, there's been food shortages. And from what I'm hearing in some of these gardening groups, that means that seeds have been thrown out and people have not been able to purchase seeds. So, but yeah, Lowe's, Walmart, and Dollar Tree. How to plant and what to plant in. So basically, with the potting mix, you're gonna get something real simple. This doesn't take a lot of money. I got this big old bag. You don't have to get this big of a bag, but this is Straw Green brand, and as you see, it's in this blue bag. And I think it's different colors per size that you get. I got a real big one because we was planting a lot this summer. But you can get the cheapest potting mix that you can find. Now this one says plus fertilizer in it. I don't do a lot of adding amendments and stuff to the soil until it's time to put stuff into like my garden bed or into the ground. But when you just putting something in a pot, you can go the cheapest route, baby. And straw green, it was the cheapest route at Lowe's. Sometimes I get Miracle Grow. Now, let me be clear. I have not been doing the full organic gardening. And I think sometimes people are against using Miracle Grow. I'm not there yet. I'm using what's accessible and affordable for me right now. And so between straw green and Miracle Grow, you can find some really cheap pot mix, really simple. Okay, so that's at Lowe's, Walmart, and Dollar Tree has the seeds, but Lowe's and Walmart, the super centers, have the potting mix that you'll need. And that's all you need. Just one little bag. It ain't even got to be this big. They have bags smaller than this. Very affordable, under $10. Okay. So how to plant and what to plant in. So, obviously you can get little flower pots. All these stores have flower pots. All the ones I just named have flower pots. But you can also use things that are right in your home. Okay. So for those of y'all that drink milk, y'all can use those plastic containers, cut them in half. Make sure you're poking holes on the bottom. Let me show you some of the things we got. So these are like, little regular flower pots. Now these are from some starter plants that I had. Some of y'all might have some of these. Now these are great to they already have holes in them. These are great to start off with, but as your plant gets bigger, you're going to need to transplant it. And because we're already planting late in October, you don't want to do too much transplanting because, again, our first frost date is October 31st. So we're not trying to be transplanting a bunch of stuff. So I would not suggest starting in these smaller ones. But if you just want to do what you want to do, or if you have grow lights or want to buy grow lights and you want to keep things inside, definitely an option for you to do that. I'll probably talk about this in another video at another time as the winter comes along. I'll probably do a video this week. But hydroponic growing, that's where you are not using dirt or soil or anything. You're growing inside and you're using water, and you can really grow an abundance of mostly leafy greens. You can't grow any root vegetables with the hydroponic, but you can grow a lot of stuff indoors with less of a mess. We'll get into that another time. But back to using what you have. This is a mushroom container. Has some mushrooms in it. You can use a screwdriver. You could use a small drill, or you could use the tip of your knife and be very gentle and just twist you some little holes in it. See how I made a little hole there? And just, do enough, not too many, not too little, but stab little holes all in the bottom of it so that you can have drainage. And you can put your soil in here and put your seeds in here. Now, what I would go for, like I said, these are all smaller items, some items you can find in your home. But because I'm thinking of some of the things we're going to be planting, I'm just going to start off with bigger pots. Yes, this is going to take more soil, so maybe getting a bigger bag of soil will be helpful if you use a pot like this. But I'm going to use something like this so that I don't have to do a lot of transplanting during the winter and my veggies can stay in here. So basically, all you do is you fill your pot up with soil, and then you put your seeds in. Now, different packets will tell you different depths. You need to put it in 1/3 inch or this inch or that inch, or some of them needs to be, spread lightly on the top with minimal soil over it. Really, as long as the seed get planted, you should be good. But also, reading is fundamental. And if the seed packets say that it only need to be lightly covered, then you lightly cover it, right? So we're gonna add the seed, we're gonna cover it, and then you want to always water your plants after you put in the soil. You put in your seeds, you cover it back up with soil, and then you want to water it. Now, these plants are going to be kept outside, unless you have like grow lights, solar grow lights, or LED lights. I don't have a lot of information on those, but I will add some to the playlist. Um, but yeah, that'll be fun growing indoors. But all of these are going to be left outside over the winter, okay? So now, if you want to transplant stuff into the ground, like let's say some of your seedlings come up before the 31st, and you want to go ahead and put it in actual ground, you don't always have to have a garden bed built. You can simply put down some cardboard, some newspaper, or Lowe's or Walmart. They'll have like a black garden tarp, and you can put those items on the ground. And what that does is help keep the grass from underneath growing up into your vegetables. And you could just put soil over top of that. Get some garden soil, not pot mix. You want to get garden soil for that. Again, the cheapest brand you can find is fine. I use Miracle Grow for that. And then you want to put your garden soil down, and then transfer your plant that has started growing into your soil, and then let it do its thing. That's if you want to transplant into the ground before first frost hits. If not, get a big enough container. You don't have to do all that, and you should be good, okay? So moving on. Here's another suggestion that you can do during this challenge. Um, Utilizing our compost. So what is compost? Compost is basically our veggie scraps. Emphasis on the word veggie. You do not want to be putting chicken bones and all kind of extra animal products in with your compost. You really want to just leave it your plants, your fruits, your vegetables. So when I'm chopping up onions, eggplants, peppers, whatever I have, those scraps, I'm going to use for compost. You can also save your veggie scraps and freeze them and then boil them, add some seasoning to it, strain it, and then you got a homemade veggie broth. But for the purposes of this conversation, we're talking about composting our scraps. And what compost does is basically it just breaks down and worms and little microbes get in here and it turns this food, it rots it down into soil. Like it really turns into some black soil. I should have grabbed some from my compost bin that I have outside. But yeah, you just save a whole bunch of food scraps and let the earthworms do the rest. So basically what I was saying is if you do want to do the smaller pot method, or even if you have bigger pots and you want to do a big pot method, save some of your cooking scraps, put them into a flower pot or another pot that's bigger than the pot that you're going to be planting your seed in, and plant your seed in here and then put it inside of the pot that has your compost. And so what this will do, like I said, the worms and stuff will help provide all the nutrients that you need, and it'll be getting up into this soil as the roots come down, and you'll have basically a healthy fertilizer for your plant. So that's a cool thing to do, right? Reuse, reduce, reuse, recycle our scraps. Okay, moving right along. Um, so what you want to do with your seeds, if you choose to not start in that big planter, excuse me, if you choose not to start your seeds in a big pot like this, you could do what's called starter trays. So these, you could buy these at Walmart and Lowe's as well. These have 72 holes total, but you can start them like this. Again, we only got 20 days to do this before the first frost out here in North Carolina. So these will start to grow within 10 days. So if you want to start them in something like this, let me just show you. This is cilantro. You can, hold on, let me find you a good one. You want to be gentle. You win some, you lose some. All right, here we go. So this one has a little root. I don't know if y'all can see that. It has a little root on it. And so I could take this and place it into the next place that I'm going to have it for the winter. So if that's another pot, or if it's your bigger pot, or if it's your in-ground, you just take your starter plants and you put them to the next place, and then you leave them there. We're not going to keep messing with them throughout the winter because we need our items to grow. I should have started off with what are some things that we can grow in the winter. My bad, guys. So what can be planted in October? So we have some of your root vegetables and we have your leafy greens. Those are the things that you want to get in the ground right now before the first frost. So for your root vegetables, you have turnips, we have radishes, we have beets. You can plant carrots. You can even plant potatoes, if I'm not mistaken, and let them overwinter and do their thing, and you'll have something to pull out by spring. Garlic is another one of those things that will do what's called overwintering. So basically, with garlic overwintering is you're getting a regular garlic clove. You can get one from the store. You peel off the wrappings around it, and you take the root end pieces of the garlic and you plant them, and then you cover it up with soil, and then you cover it up with leaves, some type of mulch to keep it warm, and then you water it and you just let it sit, and it'll stay over winter, and then come springtime you'll start getting shoots of greenery from the garlic, which you can cut and use, and what's it called when you make pickles? Pickling. You can pickle them. You can do all kind of stuff with garlic snapes is what they're called. Um, and those are fun. So then we also have some of our leafy greens that you can plant in October: kale, lettuce, spinach, Swiss chard, cabbage, collards, chives, microgreens. All of these greens do well during the wintertime. And so we want to go ahead and get those things in the ground now. Let me double check my notes, make sure that's everything. So it does seem like that is just about everything. So what are the prizes for this challenge? So are you a farmer challenge? I'm going to And it's really just for the fun of it, guys. I've never done this before, but I've been excited, and people have seemingly been excited, been in my inbox asking different gardening questions and things like that. So I said, what better way than to include y'all in on a challenge and help us all grow together, right? So for the prizes for this challenge, uh, the winner will receive a $25 gift card to Lowe's, and so that will be able to help you to go and purchase other things that you need. Um, during the growing season, you'll get this black farmer tee that my roommate and business partner No More created. It says Black Farmer on it, and on the back it says learning. Hold on, can y'all see it? It says learning as I grow. Not sure how good y'all can see that. Probably not well at all, but I'll take a picture and post it along with these instructions for the challenge. And I'm basing the winner upon the number of posts and the enthusiasm for the challenge. So all the challenge consists of is you letting me know, inboxing me or commenting that, hey, I'm in on this Are You a Farmer challenge. Letting me know that. And what I'll do to make it easier for you is send you a link, and a link to my YouTube playlist. And this will give you a bunch of gardening tips. So some of the things that I already went over, that's how I learn, y'all. Like, I be on YouTube a lot. For real. Any question I have, I go to Google and go to YouTube, and I find some amazing videos. But yeah, it'll have a whole bunch of links to different things about what to plant in October, how to start a garden for beginners, all kind of buku information. Because one thing about education, it's great to have teachers and mentors, but sometimes we have to learn how to self-study as well. And because I'm not in a position to really go head on and do a whole bunch of horticulture, homesteading type teaching, I'm just sharing what I know. I think this would be a great way for us to learn and grow together. And I mean, why not? We only got 20 days into the first frost. Let's see what we can grow in our homes together and hold each other accountable and have a good time doing it. Make some fun out of it. So, I'm going to post the details again on the post after this, but I hope this was informative. Again, some of the things that we can plant right now in October are our radishes, lettuce, all different types, romaine. It's one called. It starts with an M. I can't think of it right now, but it's like the mixed salad lettuce. It got like the red and the greens. Those are really good to plant. Spinach, all different varieties too, guys. It's like all different types of names and stuff. So when you go in these stores, just have at it. And all of these things are fairly cost effective. You can get your potting mix, a pot, and your seeds for about $20 or less. So we got radish, lettuce, spinach, Swiss chard, cabbage, garlic. Those will overwinter and be ready by spring. Kale, chives, turnip, collard greens, microgreens, beets, and carrots. So I hope you guys will join me on this Are You a Farmer challenge, and I am looking forward to selecting a winner on October 31st is when I will do this. I'm going to post more details on some flyers I created after this video. And if y'all have any questions, please inbox me or comment below, and I will try my best to answer them. And again, I will be sending you links for those that decide, hey, yeah, I'd like to join in on the challenge. Even if you want to start with something small, y'all, just if you want to just do a little spinach, like, just grow a little spinach. You already buy salads. You already buy lettuce and stuff. Why not? Just try it. And then y'all gonna love it. Y'all gonna love to feel what it feel like to plant a seed, watch it grow, and then be able to eat that bad boy. And then come spring, y'all gonna be real hyped. Y'all gonna be like, oh, let me get some other stuff in the ground. Let me get some stuff ready for the springtime, for the summertime. By summertime, it's gonna be popping. Y'all gonna be full gardeners, full. Y'all gonna be homesteaders out here. Y'all gonna be about some land. Watch. I'm telling you, it's such a magical feeling being able to grow food for yourself. And if you do decide to hop on this challenge, or even if you don't, and you just be watching us, don't come at it with the mindset of, oh, I don't have a green thumb, because I do understand that is a concern for some of y'all. But coming in with a little optimism, and like I said, do a little bit of self study. All these things that I named are fairly easy. Greens are easy, y'all. I'm telling you, you just really plant the seeds and go. Like these, it's winter time. Fall and winter is time when you slow down and these are not the type of um plants that are going to take a whole lot of work. You really just got to get them in the ground before it gets too cold. Summertime is more work and pruning and making sure stuff go. But all these vegetables right here, honey, they're going to do what they do on their own. And radishes, they only take about 20 to 30 days to grow. So you could put some in the ground now and have some probably before the 31st. I got some out there now that's probably been out there less than a month and are ready to be eaten. So, all right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all, and I hope to see y'all on the Are You a Farmer Challenge. Again, the prizes are a $25 gift card to Lowe's, so you can continue adding to your garden. This Black Farmer T-shirt, Learning as I Grow, created by Morma. Oh, and I didn't tell y'all the third prize. The third prize is Organite. My friend Phoenix makes these. Her company is called Novelty by Nature. And Organite basically consists of like brass and copper clippings and all kind of natural earthy ingredients. And what Organite does is it helps neutralize the energy in a room. So whether it's positive, negative, whatever, it helps neutralize. And I've used this in my garden before because I had some older ones that kind of looked a little scruffy, as far as just sitting out. But they do well in the garden bed. They help neutralize that energy. Jehudi, you're gonna have to go back and replay the video. I explained all of that. You can do either or. Also, what was I gonna say? Oh, I forgot to mention when you do whether you do big pots, whether you do little pots, or even if you do it in the ground, you want to have some type of system for keeping up with what you planted. So I personally have a label maker because I be labeling stuff around here. But if you don't, I've noticed sometimes just using pen and paper and tape outside with the rain and stuff, it could really mess up your and mess the paper right up. But find these garden stores have, what are they called? Basically, when you buy plants, they have like a cardboard type of labeling thing inside the plant that has the name of the plant on it. You can find some of those. I don't know what they're called. Or just find some type of creative way. Get some what are they called? Popsicle sticks or something, and write the name on them and stick them in your plant, just so you don't forget what you planted. You definitely want to label as you go with your planting. So, all right, I hope to see y'all on this Are You a Farmer Challenge, and I'm about to post all the instructions for y'all and replay this video if you missed some stuff. All right, I appreciate y'all. Peace and love.